Hello, hello, hello. You have entered into Coffee Unfiltered. Now, give me a second. I'm trying to make sure everywhere is live. Okay. Hi, everyone. How are you doing today? My guest is Taylor Shan'e. She is a singer-songwriter. And I think she's doing a lot of other things. I've seen her in a movie recently. So she has big things on the way. My name is Coffee Iman, and I'm your host today. So let's just get down to it. You are joining us every Saturday morning for a hot 15 minutes, and we're going to have some interesting guests today and to share their stories each Saturday. So make sure you tune in. Okay. Miss Taylor Shan'e, let's get down to it.
Good
Okay,
morning.
everybody hates this question, but why music?
Um, Music is just like in my DNA. My great aunt down to my mom, like my mom can sing. So much of my family is like rooted in music. Like I grew up just like, you know how your mama be cleaning up on Saturday, blasting Anita Baker and all of that. So, and then just like having a heavy background in church, being a preacher's kid, like just being in the choir. So music was just my thing since I was probably like 7. So yeah, it's just like a natural thing to me. It's always been like an outlet for me. So I think I chose music because it's always been that like safe place.
Okay. I can dig that. And you've been singing for a while. I know everybody's like, okay, when you're super young, they're like, "Oh, you've been singing for a while. So how long have you been actually been singing?"
So singing as just a singer or like as an
As a
artist?
singer, yes.
Okay, so I probably been singing since I was about 7.
Okay.
Yeah, like in the choirs and stuff. So a funny story is at my uncle's church. We used to all go to my uncle's church and he's like, you can't be in the choir unless you get baptized. And so I'm like, oh, I gotta hurry up and get baptized because I gotta get in this choir. And so at 7, I was singing and I was really like really into it. And so the crazy thing is, and I'll laugh at this story as an adult now, like I got baptized so that I could sing in the choir. So that's how much like
Praise
I
God.
wanted to sing.
That's how bad she wanted to sing. So you got to be dedicated to this craft.
Yeah.
So what challenges have you faced trying to enter into the what's quote unquote the music industry? Because now it's totally different. You don't have to go to like these A&R sessions or different things where you're being recruited. So
Mhm.
how has that journey been for you? And what challenges have you faced?
I think the challenges that I faced as an artist is just thinking that talent is enough. It's different. Like the internet is open for us to really like take up space. But when you're talented and you're gifted, sometimes you think that like your talent is enough, but there's a whole nother skill set that you have to embody to be an artist. You have to really work and have a real strong work ethic. You gotta post on social media, you gotta network and make connections, you gotta continue to write and make records and work on music. And it's like you got to stay relevant and you have to just continue to take up space. And so I think that a lot of us that are like gifted, we like, oh, we could sing and we know we code, but we don't know how much work we actually have to do and how much of a grind it is. So just coming to that reality, I think that's one of the biggest struggles that I've occurred since like deciding to be an artist.
And has that discouraged you from continuing to do certain avenues with artistry, or has that motivated you to do more?
I'll say both, and because I think when I had like the reality check, like, hey, this is a grind. You gotta do this more than you would ever commit to anybody's 9 to 5. This is because it's your brand. So I think that it's been a challenge. It has discouraged me in certain areas where I'm like, I don't know if I really want to do this. But then it's just that feeling inside of you that's like, you gotta do this. Like, what else would you do if you didn't do
Right.
this? So I think that was one of the biggest like challenges and things that I dealt with. And even now, like I'm just like getting to this place where it's like you gotta really like buy into your own dream before you can like sell it to the masses for them to buy into it.
Yeah, that's true. Now that's a lot with entrepreneurship that
Hmm.
I found, especially when you are not sure about what steps you need to take. Everybody's like, you got to take every single step, or it's about who you know. So
Hmm.
you need to have the confidence to go to the next level. Has I don't know if anybody who's listening has faced that, but if you're just you can't be on here saying I don't have enough support, I don't have enough following. Well, you have to gain that following and you
Yeah.
have to support yourself first. People see you excited about you, they become excited about what you're doing. So
Exactly.
what I hear you're working on a new project, and how has that been getting back into the studio?
It's been great, actually. I learned a lot of new things along the way. My mentor taught me how to record myself. So I'm engineering my own records in the studio now. And, then he'll come in and arrange it and sync it and stuff. But I've learned so much from starting out as an artist to now, like being 3 years in. It's like, okay, like now you know something. You can get in the studio and knock out your own records, and that's such a major accomplishment because I never wanted to record myself. I never even thought that that was something that I would ever do. And he would always tell me, like, hey, if you learn how to record yourself, you don't ever have to wait on nobody. And so I was like, I don't want to be doing that. But he taught me, he taught me. And since he's taught me that, like, I'm more productive, I get excited being in the studio. I'm in the studio right now. So it's really just cool to see yourself evolving and growing in your art.
And has that been the most exciting part of it?
No. It's fun now. Like, my first time recording
Right.
myself, so my first time ever recording myself, I did this song and I killed it. The second time, I didn't know what I was doing. I was like, "What is this?" It was just, like, foreign to me because I had took
Mhm.
a long break in between my first time recording and the second time. So I had a whole meltdown in the studio. It's like, "I'm not doing this." And I
Yeah.
just kinda, like, took a breath. He kinda walked me through it again, and then I was good. But I think my highlight so far has been going on tour this past summer. That was just like something that I always wanted to do. So I got
Mhm.
to go on a road 6 city tour, and it was amazing.
So you do agree that being in front of the audience, gaining that audience, bringing your fans to you, that part is still a necessity.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
what's the best part about touring? What was your favorite part about getting on the road?
You know what? I think first off, we had an amazing team of people. So, like, that's so important to have a great like-minded set of people around you when you're touring. Everybody just was like so helpful and looking out for each other. We just had a really good time. And then, like, going to different venues and meeting people and like bringing them into your world when you're performing on stage, and then just leaving that imprint on them after they're gone. Like, I gained followers, I gained new supporters that are now like, what's next for her? It's like they kind of found an artist before she got big, and now they're like following me along this journey. So I think that that's one of the best things about touring, just having a great group of people, venues, seeing new people, meeting new people, and just bringing that audience, like gaining that new following for your audience.
And how has that feedback been? Getting you those new audience members and new fans that like to hear you sing.
It's been amazing. I think that for me, I'm always blown away when I go somewhere and I sing and people like their reactions. And so, like, how you can sing or you could do whatever that you do, like you're good
Mhm.
at it. But just having that reminder of people like kind of telling you, it's like, man, this is why I know I should be doing this because of the responses that I get from people. And I'm just being myself. Like, I'm not doing anything outside of what I would normally do in my normal personality. So it's like I get to be authentic and I'm organically gaining new followers from just
That
being
is
myself.
that is awesome to hear, because I think the disconnect has been there where people
Mhm.
are like, I don't have to do live shows, but or I should just be able to post a video. So how has that transition even been social media wise?
It's been cool. My following is not the biggest. I mean, I'm growing and I'm still building. Like I said, I'm 3 years into artistry, but I'm learning that you have to do all of those things. Like, all of those things work together to build
Mhm.
your brand. You got to do live shows because that's how people really can determine if you're a real artist. Like, anybody can sing in the studio, but when you're on the stage, like, there's no people have
Right.
reverb on these mics, but like you got to really show up and perform. And it's just amazing to, even when I look back at some of the videos of performing, I'm kind of like, oh, I like what I did here. Okay, I didn't like this so much, but I can always like improve. And so I think just
Mhm.
having that openness and that space to be able to get better just from like learning, and touring and meeting new people and just kind of seeing like where you are, like it kind of helps you to see where you're trying to go and how far away you are from it. So you have like a point of gauging, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it seems like you are extremely open and coachable, which that's a hard that's a characteristic that people don't have.
Yeah.
lately. It's just
Mhm.
like, okay, I know it because I know me, but branding and
Mhm.
marketing is a totally different beast.
It is.
And you brought up some valid points about showing up.
Mhm.
You not being in the studio, being on stage, a different vibe. This is like all with training. So have you
Mhm.
felt like the training has been overwhelming these past recently or this past year since you've been working on a project, or has it just been what you expected?
It has been overwhelming. I think the overwhelming part about it is like when you really want to be great, you have to sacrifice a lot to get there. You can't be like everybody else. You can't do the things that everybody else is doing. And so it's really like a culture shock in the beginning. You're like, man, I want to go out and hang out with my friends sometimes, but I got to really like be in the studio. I got to be grinding. I got to be in my corner. And so you sacrifice a lot to get to the level of greatness that you want to get to. And so I think that's the most overwhelming part because it's very uncomfortable, but you're growing as an individual and you're growing in your art and your craft and you're learning the business. And what I've learned is that like the business is the most important part of artistry, more than performing, more than all of that. Like you got to know the business. And so I think the part about it that's been overwhelming is just like sacrificing what you want to do for what you know you have to do in order to be great.
Man, she's hitting y'all with with some gems. So you got to get yourself together because she is coming and she is not playing. Okay, so you told me you were under the weather. I'm so sorry to hear that, but everyone is kind of struggling with something today. We forgot. Well, we're going to send our prayers out to California. We have some family members out there
Mhm.
also that are trying to rebuild. So hopefully everyone is safe and have found something or some type of resource to start rebuilding or start to get some type of assistance. So today we need a little bit of inspiration, Miss Taylor Shan'e. And I don't know if you can hit one or two notes, but everybody knows if you got some type of talent that I can show on this stage, on live, I'm gonna make you do it. So
Yeah.
so if you got something, I don't know. If you've been following our feed, we did post some of her covers. So you make sure you follow her at Taylor Shan'e. She will also be tagged in the post, so make sure you follow her and support. So, what do you got for us this morning as we waking
Give
up?
y'all a little something. Okay. I'm not scared of lions and tigers and bears, but I'm scared of loving you. I'm not scared to perform at a sold out affair, but I'm scared of loving you. That's all I got.
All right. She said, I'm tired now. It's early.
just a little
She
something.
woke up with those notes, though. So, hey,
Andy.
hey. So, how can someone follow you or support the new projects you have coming up?
Absolutely. So you can follow me on Instagram at Taylor Shan'e 3, TAYLORSHAN 3. On Facebook, it's Taylor Shan'e James, TAYLORSHANE JAMES. And then I will say TikTok, but they about to be banned. So we're not gonna fool with TikTok. But I just
She's a
started my
little bit in her
YouTube.
feelings about that this morning,
Oh,
but
I'm so sad. But no, YouTube, I just started my YouTube channel
okay.
under Taylor Shan'e James as well. I'm gonna be doing a lot of stuff. So I'm gonna be doing some sketches, I'm gonna be doing some acting, I'm still doing my music. So I'm out here 2025.
Ooh, that's a note. That's a note. So write down your plan. She's telling you that it's a couple things you need to pay attention to, and you need to gain your audience organically. That means you need to get out here. You need to network, which is
Mhm.
the big thing. You need to lean on each other sometimes. So I appreciate her joining my platform.
Thank you.
Coffee Unfiltered. We will be here every Saturday morning, 9 a.m. So wake up. Coffee in the morning, of course. Don't be dragging on my bags. But man, it's been a long night. So we
Yeah.
are so glad that Taylor Shan'e came and joined us this morning and gave us a little note or two. So leave us with most of my shows I end with people giving me a quote
Mhm.
because I feel like everyone can inspire the next person. So do you have a quote that maybe we can get through today with? Nothing you have to live by, but just
Yeah.
for us to make it through today.
Something that I learned in 2024 and I just kind of gathered is just that pain births greatness. And I think that you have to go through a lot of different things in order to be great. And nobody really knows what greatness looks like. So sometimes when we're going through adversity and challenges, we don't know that it's setting us up for a better and higher purpose. And God is aligning things for us. So I think that that's one of the biggest lessons that I learned, like pain births purpose. And so you got to go through some stuff to get to where you want to go. But you have the capacity, you have everything you need in you. So just roll with the punches.
Well, thank you. And that's our 15. Thanks for joining us this morning. Talk to you soon, Taylor. Make sure you follow Taylor Shan'e. Of course, you heard that she could sing, so make sure you follow her music. And when it's time to purchase those tickets, guys, purchase those tickets.
Thank you so much for having me, Coffee.
No problem. Coffee Unfiltered. See you guys.
All right. Bye-bye.